Hello Year 3, it's Miss Sumner here and I'm going to help you with your learning. I'm carrying on with what you were doing last week on weighing things. Now our in focus today is looking at weighing a watermelon. I can look at the scale and I can see that it is more than 1 kilogram. Ruby says that the mass of the watermelon is about 1 kilogram, 200 grams. Is she right? Charles disagrees and he says that the watermelon weighs about 1 kilogram, 20 grams. Who is correct? Pause the video here and write down who you think is right and why. Or you could talk to someone at home about it. Okay, carrying on, I will look at who is right. Now we know from last week that 1 kilogram is the same as 1,000 grams. It's 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100, all the way to 1,000. And when we look at the scale, we always need to remember that instead of 1 kilogram, it is also 1,000 grams. But where is this dial pointing to? The first thing we need to do is we need to work out what each of these little gaps is worth. Are they worth just 1? If I count up in ones, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's not 1,000 grams. It can't be 1. Let's try and count up in tens. You can count with me if you want. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Oh no, that's not 1,000 grams. What could I try instead? I'm going to try 100. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. Oh, how fantastic. I now know that each gap is 100. So if it is past 1 kilogram, it's going to be 1 kilogram and 100 grams, 1 kilogram and 200 grams. So when we look back at the dial from the first question, I can see that Ruby was correct. Ruby said 1 kilogram, 200 grams. So we start on the 0, we go up and further. 1 kilogram. Oh, it's really difficult. And 200 grams. Okay. Let's have a go at some of these questions ourselves. For these questions, you can pause, have a go at yourself and see what the answer is, or you can work it out with me. What is the mass of each thing? So I've got sugar here and I've zoomed into the scale. When I measure it, I start on the 0 and I go around. I can see that the dial is pointing to exactly 1 kilogram. So let's see what the question says. The bag of sugar weighs is how heavy something is. So I'm using the scales, I'm using the right thing. About 1 kilogram. The mass, word mass, we saw that, but we didn't discuss it. The word mass is just another word of saying how heavy something is. So it's exactly the same as saying it weighs about 1 kilogram. The mass of the bag of sugar is 1 kilogram too. Nice and simple. Question B, you can pause if you want to. The basket of potatoes weighs about 3 kilograms and something grams. So start on the 0, go around, more than 1, more than 2, more than 3, 3 kilograms and 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. 3 kilograms and 600 grams. And it says the word mass again. Oh, the mass is exactly the same. The mass of the basket of the potatoes is 3 kilograms, 600 grams. So I can put that in there as well. Okay, we're going to do one more practice together before you get to go into the questions yourself. The chicken weighs, start on 0. We know that each one is 100, but not always actually when you're looking at scales, but on these ones it is 0, 1, 2, 2 kilograms, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. 2 kilograms and 600 grams. And that's exactly the same for this one here as well. Okay, pause the video and complete the questions set on the assignment. If you think you finished these quite quickly and you want an extension, choose some of the items from the questions. So there's things like a parcel, a fish, a bag of potatoes, and write some maths facts for me. So the parcel plus the fish equals 4 kilograms. Or you could even say the difference between this and this is a certain amount. Stop now, and I will then go and do the questions. I will now go on to the answers. So here are the answers. You might have to zoom in for the questions. The first one, question 1 is the same as what we're doing for the guided practice. And the second one is what's heavier, what's lighter. I think actually A, B and C were okay. You might have had problems with D. D was asking how much heavier one thing was than the other. So if I looked at the questions, I could see that the bag of sugar was 2 kilograms and 400 grams. I could also see that the fish was 2 kilograms and 100 grams. I need to find out how much heavier the bag of sugar is. So I can start with the lower one, the lighter one, and I can say that it is add 100 is 2 kilograms 200, add another 100 is 2 kilograms 300, add another 100 is 2 kilograms 400. So I have had to add on 300 grams, or I could count back 300, but the difference is 300 grams. So that one you might have found a little bit challenging. Okay, I hope you got on okay. If you had any questions or you're not sure, please write to your teacher on the chat function.